So I saw DC League of Super Pets. That's how hungry I am in wanting to see the Justice League on the big screen that I will go see DC League of Super Pets just to see it. By the way, this might have spoilers, doesn't matter. The basic plot of this movie is we follow the adventures of Krypto the Superdog, not to be confused with Krypto the Superdog from that cartoon back in the day, remember that? Krypto the Superdog. So we see the beginning of baby Superman going away from Krypton because it's about to get destroyed. And I love that they were like trying to hold Krypto back, like, no, let him go on his own. And Krypto was like, screw you, I'm not staying on this blown up planet. Get me up in that pod. Oh, there's room in here? We see them grown up, best friends, working together, living together, enjoying their lives, going on walks, having fun, throwing Bruce Wayne squishy toys, and of course, fighting crime. And Krypto loves the life. He gets to hang out with his bestie Superman all the time. But there's one thing that Krypto can't do that Lois Lane can. So Superman and Lois Lane are getting close. Superman even wants to marry Lois Lane. And Krypto's like, I don't like this. You getting in my territory. This is my friend. He has a dark thought that they show where he freaking... He imagines throwing Lois like clear across town into the ocean. I was like, God dang, that is dark, Krypto. You're a superhero. You should be ashamed. So Krypto is trying to learn how he can share his friend with Lois, all while a guinea pig that was owned by Lex Luthor to be used in a test lab to try to figure out how different kryptonite work. And then through that finds out that not only does green kryptonite stop Superman, but orange kryptonite apparently gives powers, but the orange kryptonite powers only go to animals. Guinea pig gets powers, and then that guinea pig wants to take over the world. And then a part of the orange kryptonite lands in a pet shelter, and another dog and a pig and a turtle and a squirrel get powers. Overall, this movie is cute. The animation is pretty standard. It is your basic, standard, by the books CG animated movie. There's a few sequences that are pretty neat. There's a sequence where Krypto imagines what his life will be like once Lois is in it. There's a part where Batman and Ace are talking about their past, and they do it like in a very dark colored pencil type of tone, comic book style. But most of it is what you would expect in like a DreamWorks movie or Illumination movie, a Pixar light. That's what this feels like. Good animation, but nothing extravagant. All the voices are celebrities for the most part, so you know, that's just how that goes. The humor is exactly what you expect. It's a talking animal movie. You can get animal jokes, you can get pet jokes, you can get stuff about sniffing and pooping.
Sorry, you were saying something?
Every dog joke, every pet joke you can think of, it's in here. I have never seen a Secret Life of Pets movie, but I'm just going to assume watching this movie that this is like Warner Brothers' attempt to have a Secret Life of Pets movie. None of this bothered me. It was just like, this is exactly what I was expecting. Where the movie I think shines, surprise, surprise, is when they deep dive into the superhero DC stuff. That's where I feel the movie gets the most creative, especially when we get towards the end of the movie. Like the third act of this movie is a straight up superhero movie third act. They don't mess up as many buildings as Man of Steel, but I'm not saying every building comes out clean. And there's a couple of action sequences packed throughout that feel very much like an animated DC superhero movie, so I really like that stuff. I do like the personalities of the animals that we meet, the Superpets. You have Krypto the Superdog. He's loyal, he's faithful, he's true, but of course he thinks like a superhero, like a celebrity superhero almost, and he only cares about his bestie Superman when everyone around him is like, look, you can still be friends with Superman, but he gotta have Lois in his life. You also have PB, the potbelly pig. She's like the DC superfan. She knows everything about all the superheroes, so I can relate. You got Chip, who's a neurotic squirrel. He always thinks about the darkest scenario in his head, which makes him nervous to do anything. I can also relate. And then you have Merton the turtle. She has bad eyesight, but if she sees anything that she thinks is someone she could hook up with, she tries to hook up with him. I can relate. Oh, another thing about Merton, she curses in this movie. They bleep it, but they literally have her saying phrases where there's supposed to be a curse word, but they literally put the beep in it.
But I can't see.
I can't believe that. She's all like, what the? I can't see. She literally says that. You got Ace, who is Kevin Hart. And I'm not saying that as an insult. It's just when you say that you got Ace, who's basically Batman's dog, voiced by Kevin Hart, you pretty much got a good idea of what that's gonna be like, but it's fun. There's particularly a scene with Ace where he basically tells his backstory of how he became a shelter pet, and it's like a Jesse from Toy Story 2 kind of sad moment. Like, basically he tries to help somebody, but it doesn't look like from the outside that he helped them, like more like he hurt them, and that was it. When they show the scene, which has music playing in the background and everything, I was like, oh, this is not gonna work out well for you, Ace. Like, I know you're doing the right thing, but it is not gonna go the way you plan. And throughout the course of the movie, spoiler alert, Krypto loses his powers for a little bit because he accidentally eats kryptonite cheese. Go with it. So Krypto has to learn how to work like a team, and the other animals have to learn how to use their powers. So each animal gets different powers. PB or BP, the pig, can grow and shrink. She's the Ant-Man of pigs. The squirrel gets like electric powers. Turtle can of course run fast now. And Ace is indestructible. Anything can hit him and it might hurt, but he'll be totally fine. And Krypto, except for the time where he doesn't have his powers, he's got all the Superman powers. We see him fly, we see him use his laser eyes, his ice breath. They also have to stop Lulu, who's this hairless guinea pig. Like I said, she used to be a test subject for Lex Luthor's lab to try out the different kryptonites. She wants to take over the world. She also wants to team up with Lex Luthor and also like be real close with Lex Luthor. She also curses. They do the thing where she goes, "You pizza," and then it cuts to her just like squeak, 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 because no one can hear them actually talking English. They only hear their animal sounds. So they like perfectly time it to like, "I'm gonna get you, you pizza." Squeak, 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 squeak. Lulu also recruits this little kitten who is just demonic because he's cute the whole time. Like, hey everybody, I'm just a cute little kitten. Also, my whiskers can shoot out bombs and I can cough up hairball grenades and my tail can just start launching missiles and I'll start making references to Nightmare on Elm Street and the Warriors. Literally, he's all like, 1, 2, I'm coming for you. Come out and play. I'm like, don't mess with that cat. If you see that cat in the alley, Batman, that's your parents. I also love that throughout the process of Lulu trying to take over the world, she recruits a bunch of guinea pigs and gives them the orange kryptonite, and she basically makes the X-Men of guinea pigs. Like, one of them has ice powers, one has fire powers, one grows into like a Hulk/beast, one can do a night crawler moving around, one shoots rainbows. I guess that's a Jubilee in the group. But it just made me laugh. It's like these freaking mutant guinea pigs. I don't know when we get X-Men on the big screen anytime soon, so I guess this is the closest thing we get. And speaking of superheroes on the big screen, yeah, this movie is standard fare, standard animation fare, standard family movie fare. But it has one of the best Justice Leagues that we've seen on a big screen. I was like, what is going on here? I literally walked in this thing like, man, this is gonna be some nonsense. I'm just gonna get through this and whatever. And I'm sitting here going, this is the best Justice League I've ever seen. On this big screen. Television, the animated series, Snyder Cut, y'all win. But if we talking big screen only, if we're saying who's the best Justice League we've seen on the big screen, this movie has Superman, voiced by John Krasinski. It has Batman, voiced by Keanu Reeves. John Wick is Batman.
That better be a licensed toy or I will freak out.
The Flash is in here. Aquaman's up in this. Jessica Cruz, Green Lantern on top of that. You got, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say it, a fine animated Wonder Woman. I was like, God dang, why am I attracted to this cartoon Wonder Woman voiced by Jamila Jamil? Oh, I'm done. Cyborg. Cyborg is cool in this. Voiced by Daveed Diggs, I'm down with that. But for some reason, the movie decided to give him a half-fro, and I don't know why. Half of his fro is just popped out the side. It was just to distinguish him from like the Teen Titans Go Cyborg. They didn't want to make any confusion. Why didn't just give him a freaking half a kid and play haircut? There is a scene where they introduce all the Justice League one by one in action, and then you see them all standing next to each other, and I'm like, God dang, this is the closest that we are going to get to see a full Justice League team up on the big screen in quite some time. Animated movies and Lego movies, is that the only way we can get the Justice League on the big screen proper? Yeah, they do a little bit of jokey jokes. Batman does the whole, I'm dark and I miss my parents. Superman's a little bit of a comedic character because he cares about his dog, but like, it's legit. Like, they are the legit Justice League. We see them fight Lex Luthor, and he even pulls out the giant suit. You know how like Lex Luthor likes to get in that big old suit? They pull that out. Mercy Graves is here. So yeah, they do get kidnapped, but there's a good scene early on where you get to see them in action, and then when they get rescued, they join the Superpets. So you got the Animal Justice League and the Human Justice League saving the day. And I'm like, If you want to see the Justice League on the big screen, if that's something that you need in your life, Superpets is that movie. I never thought, but it is. Damn! They also have DC references in the background. Like I saw there was a Cats poster, like the play Cats, but instead it said Catwoman. There was also a steak restaurant, but it was called Hexes, so based off of Jonah Hex. So there's little references in the background. There's music cues. You get the Superman theme, the Batman theme. You get 2 Wonder Woman themes. You get a little bit of that with PB, the Potbelly Pig, because she's a big Wonder Woman fan. But there's one point where Wonder Woman shows up and they play the ding 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 ding. I was like, wow, we going old school Wonder Woman? This movie even has a dog L, like a dog dad that Krypto reaches out to. Even has voice messages and everything. Voiced by Keith David. And they even make fun of Marvel.
Let me just iron that out. They should call me Iron Man. No.
There's an Iron Man joke in here. There's a Thor joke in here. This movie even has an after credit scene that is technically connected to an upcoming DC movie. Spoiler alert, at the very, very end, they connect this movie to Black Adam. Black Adam shows up. You don't see his face. They just show the back of him, but you get to meet Black Adam's dog. This movie confuses me because I'm sitting here going, this is some little kid's movie with some talking dogs and turtles. But the moment those Justice League moments happen, I'm like the dog stuff is whatever. Like the pet stuff in Superpets, the pets part is what I was expecting and ain't all that special. But the super part, actually, that's the biggest complaint I have about this movie, is that I wish they would have gotten further into that realm. They want to keep doing those pets things, and I get it, but I liked when they really dived into the mix of these are animals with superpowers, and we also can play around with the DC universe. That combination is what made the movie unique at times, and I wish they would have deep dived more into that, because this is not as wild as like the Lego movie or the Lego Batman movie, where they just really played in the DC universe. This one is like tame, but I think they could have gone even further, and I think that the movie would have been even better as a result of it. I know I'm upplaying the whole DC universe, Justice League stuff in it, but beyond that, it really is a standard movie. It's fun for families. I'm sure kids will like it, but it definitely feels like the type of movie that you would watch as like an afternoon matinee, like, hey, we got some time. Movies are cheaper during the day. Or honestly, you could probably wait for HBO Max for this one. Unless you want to see the Justice League on the big screen, then definitely go. Even in its lowest parts, I didn't hate this movie. And it's cute and it's fun. It's also got a good soundtrack. There's like some tribe in this. I think they play a Far Side song. What is with this movie and Tom and Jerry with the rapping R&B, man? Who is doing the soundtracks at Warner Brothers for these animated movies? What black person is on the team? So that's DC League of Super Pets. One of the best superhero movies from the DC universe. I'm joking around, of course, but seriously, even in a Super Pets movie, it was just nice to just see that shot of the Justice League on the screen. Even though it was animated, even though Cyborg had a half-row, it was just nice to see it. I hope to see it at some point again in live action. Or if that don't work, just make animated Justice League movies. That's fine. Krypto, the Superdog.